nobody is convinced about the valuation metrics of most of these companies. And a lot of these companies which are only on BSE are certainly the quality which not a normal investor chases. So let's be honest about it. That's a very small segment of market which deals with these companies which are not listed on the NSE. Number two is that right now the story of the market is momentum. It's not valuation. It's not fundamental. So in a momentum scenario, if you see any roadblock and a market of mid-cap which is riddled with leverage at this point of time, and that's the common theme across everywhere. And you saw what happened to the two IPOs. So it started with the wobble on the IPOs. There was a shakeout in terms of the leverage positions in the market. Brokers became more saying the financials became a little more concerned. And it flowed on to this BSE circular, which actually had meant for companies not in the NSE at all. The greed in the IPO market tells us, including the present issue open, which closed yesterday, that sooner or later, this greed is going to overcome this market.
If one looks at the corporate commentary, largely pending a third wave not coming in, most people believe that business resumption might augur well for the next 2 or 3 quarters. Valuations, headline numbers, expensive, bottom up, mid caps, small caps, lots of businesses trying to do well. You skeptical about the broader end of the spectrum, or do you believe bottom-up stock picking, cherry picking will continue to do well?
You got to look at March 31st numbers as the base and say which company can grow. And if you are invested, hold it till the end of this next quarter, because there is nothing, no trigger from now till September 30th. Really, the trigger is going to come when the September 30th results come out. And a lot of the specialty companies, chemical companies, they are wobbling because they are facing a tremendous amount of competition from imports. You saw the import tariff barrier came in yesterday on the on 2 other companies got benefited out of that. So specialty companies which are an outrageous valuation, they've never seen this. Ask the promoter, they're saying, oh, are we producing gold? We always produce this product, right? But we look at the valuation. So I think, but whatever you do, the question is, whatever you keep invested in, keep it till September 30th and the results, because nothing much will happen from now to then. Carry your conviction through, don't speculate on it.
What should an investor do?
So the key is in mid-cap stock is liquidity more than the valuation. If you ever feel that liquidity is drying up, and you saw what happened in the last 48 hours, it was mayhem because there was no liquidity in the market at this point of time for these stocks. Therefore, you need to be careful that if you have a requirement of funds coming up, which is going to be next 3 to 6 months, then that's a different view. As if you have a requirement that I'm going to keep it for 3 years, that's a very different view altogether. But the fact remains that all these companies run against capacity constraint at this point of time. Specialty and chemical companies certainly do, because you can't produce more than what your plant is capable of doing it. And the new plant takes 18 to 24 months to kick in at this point of time. So therefore, the next trigger is CWIP. Is the company growing? Have they put up a new plant, or is they going to start the work now? Which means for 3 years, the earning commentary is going to be pretty static at this point of time. There is no magic to produce a number in a chemical company, unlike a consumer company or a liquor company where you can bottle much more in a very short frame of time. But you can't do that in most industrial companies which need capacity at the end of the day.
As we come to the end of this earnings season, you would have heard most commentaries. I know you look at your coverage universe, but if we exclude the larger boys and focus on the mid-size and the small-size boys that you might have within your coverage, what do you make of the commentary? Where is it that you guys are finding favor within the broader end of the spectrum?
Even if you look at mid caps and small caps and look at the earnings cumulatively, they've met the elevated expectations on a low base, right? There have been marginal cuts here and there that's the part and parcel of every earnings season. But by and large, the earnings season has passed quite peacefully, and hopes about a very strong 2H FY22 are building up. You look at the commentaries of cement companies, consumer discretionary companies. I'm not mentioning IT because IT is all about large cap. 90% of the profit pool is contributed by the top 5 IT companies. They are in a different sort of a momentum thanks to COVID. They've been the biggest beneficiary of COVID. The commentary around cloud, automation and digital transformation. I think this will last for next 3-4 years easily. This is not a 6 months, 12-month story. And if you look at the mid-cap commentaries also in IT, it's been very, very solid on order book, on offshoring. The sheer fact that there is a war going on out there for talent tells you the extent of demand visibility that a lot of these people have. Unless you see a very unforeseen event again on third wave, which is unforecastable, I think FY22 earnings look quite strong. There has not been any dent in our earnings estimate in 1Q FY22.